Welcome to Late Night Stocks. What is the next commodity rally? Is it uranium? Uranium spot price has reached 9-year high. If we look at the previous highs $138 and $70, we are still below these levels. Due to Russian invasion, we have seen energy price spikes in oil, natural gas and coal. And uranium can be the next. If we go to previous highs, then uranium stocks can have a huge potential. Uranium Royalty Corporation, ticker symbol UROY, it is at $4 and $386 million market cap, and it is up 4% today. The company has just exercised initial tranche of 10-year supply agreement to acquire $10 million of physical uranium at $28 per pound. Long-term agreements like this can bring the stock price higher. In this video, first we will analyze the long-term potential of uranium and nuclear energy, and then we will go into the details of Uranium Royalty Corporation. At the end, we will talk about the stock price. Let's start with the potential of uranium and nuclear energy. European Union has initiated European Green Deal and has set huge climate targets for 2030. With this agreement, they want to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and they want to increase taxations on the products produced by fossil energy. China has also similar targets. China's new 2030 targets promise more low carbon power than meets the eye. But what is their strategy? Here you see the strategy of China until 2050. At the moment they are mostly producing energy by coal, oil and natural gas. Until 2030 they want to increase non-fossil fuel usage rapidly. And after 2030 they want to decrease their coal, oil and natural gas usage dramatically. But how can they do that? What can be one of the major transformations they need? China has started leading electric vehicle market. Here you see the color with pink is China. At the moment they have the highest stake in the market and they want to keep their increasing EV sales so that they can reduce the usage of oil. After 2025, we also started to see this demand in United States and Europe. Making this revolution and going towards electric cars is really good, but this means we will increase our energy need. United States Energy Information Administration projects nearly 50% increase in world energy usage by 2050. Although we're not expecting too much energy consumption increase in OECD countries like United States and European Union, Asia in the leadership of China will need more and more energy. Okay, with electric vehicles and growth in Asia, we will need more and more energy, but at the same time we want to go for green and lower carbon dioxide emissions. How will we manage that? Here you see the life cycle carbon emissions from selected electricity supply technologies. Coal and natural gas has huge emissions. Against coal, natural gas and oil, we want to use alternatives. Carbon-free clean energy alternatives are solar, geothermal, hydropower, wind and nuclear. You can say that we can go for solar, hydropower and wind energy and not go for nuclear, but there's a problem. If you compare these energy alternatives in terms of reliability and efficiency, nuclear energy is at the top. Unfortunately, wind and solar power is around at 30%. Let's say in the summer we have a really good solar energy power, but in the winter we don't. However, we need steady energy flow to cities, factories throughout the year. So if you want to go for more energy and go green, nuclear power will be part of it. Here you see the support of American people for nuclear energy. In 1980s we have 50-50 in favor and opposition, but over the years we have reached 76% of in favor. We all know that nuclear energy is not a new technology. Let's check some facts and potential growth of nuclear energy production. Nuclear power growth remains robust. At the moment we have 441 working reactors worldwide. 51 units are under construction and 63 new reactors connected since 2013. You can ask which countries are putting more attention and which are not. Here you see the graph from International Atomic Energy Agency. Some countries are reducing interest in nuclear power and some are speeding up. For example, France and Japan, they are cutting their dependence on nuclear energy. On the other hand, China is increasing their production rapidly and they already reached France levels. 30 years ago in 1990s they had no nuclear energy, and since 2011 China's production is up 400%, and in the long term they want to exceed United States levels. Here is the list of nuclear power reactors under construction from World Nuclear Association. They listed here all nuclear power reactors which will be built in 5 years. Most of these nuclear power plants will be built in China, Russia, India and South Korea. As we have seen in previous graphs, Asia will need more energy, so they are putting a lot of investments on these nuclear reactors. In addition to that, small modular reactors, SMRs, can be the future. At the moment we have these large conventional reactors. This new design type, small modular reactors, can bring more interest to nuclear power. These modular reactors can be one unit of a factory or a city. With this new design we may see a huge demand on uranium. Okay, so far we have talked about the potential growth of nuclear power plants. But what about uranium? Is the supply of uranium enough for nuclear reactors? Will it be enough in the future? Here you see the uranium supply and demand and projection until 2040. This line shows the demand and this bars showing the supply. Due to pandemic in the previous years, we have produced less uranium than projections. And with the increase of nuclear power plants, then we may have a shortage in uranium. Let's have a look at quickly uranium production locations and who has the upper hand. Here's the map of uranium production in 2020, and Kazakhstan is accounted for 41% of global uranium production. Most of the production is done in Asia, and then we have Canada, Australia and some in South Africa. The problems we have at the moment, Russia and America conflict, and Kazakhstan is under the control of Russia. If this energy war widens, then Russia can use the card of Kazakhstan, and this can cause huge price spikes in uranium. At the moment we are at $58-60 levels, and in case of conflict we may reach $70 even $140. We have already seen price spikes in natural gas, coal and oil. Then people may go to the next alternative, uranium. So far we have talked about uranium and growth potential of nuclear energy. Now let's go into the details of Uranium Royalty Corporation. Ticker symbol UROY, Uranium Royalty Corporation, which is at $4 and $386 million market cap. Previously we have seen the highs at $5.50 and $6, which is around October and November 2021. Can we go above there? The company has strong counterparties and operators, and these counterparties and operators include many of the sector's leading growth-oriented uranium companies. With one of them, they recently announced a 10-year agreement. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, they made this 10-year supply agreement with Yellowcake plc to acquire $10 million of physical uranium at $28 per pound. This acquisition of physical uranium was at an opportunistic price actually, which was 7% below market price. I should underline that they have a diverse asset portfolio worldwide. Let's check them together. Here you see that they have global diversified asset portfolio in Canada, United States and South Africa. Here I want to show you again this global uranium production map. As I said before, if Russia and United States conflict continues, the United States can have some problems regarding uranium imports. And they mostly import the uranium from Kazakhstan. If they cannot, alternatives are South Africa, Australia and Canada. And Uranium Royalty Corporation is one of the few providers of uranium in United States. And in case of import problems, they can be one of the top candidates to provide uranium. They have increased total physical uranium concentrate inventory to 1.5 million pounds at average price of $42 per pound. So it makes around $60 million. Approximately they have $90 million worth of uranium as of 25th of March, and they are storing this in Blind River facility in Ontario, Canada. Before we talk about the stock price, I want to underline management and board of directors. President and CEO Scott Melby is a uranium industry veteran with 37 years of experience. CTO of the company is a professional geoscientist with 20 years of experience. In addition to that, Josephine Mann, Chief Financial Officer, was former partner at Ernst & Young. I don't want to go through all, but people in the board of directors have also 20-30 years of experience, so they're not new in this market. Let's talk about the stock price. Ticker symbol UROY is in a bullish trend since the beginning of 2021. Here you see that we keep bouncing from this 200 days average. On the 24th of February, when Russia invaded Ukraine, the stock price was $3.2. After this invasion, stock price jumped more than 50%. We can clearly see that this conflict increases the stock price. If you also check global uranium ETF, ticker symbol URA, we also see the similar trend. Since beginning of the February, we are in this bullish trend. I want to show you the comparison between the uranium prices and this uranium ETF. So in 2011, uranium prices was $70. Let's check also the uranium ETF. Here you see that uranium ETF was $130, $140 when uranium prices was $70. And now we are at $26. So if we have spike in uranium prices, this ETF will go up for sure. For Uranium Royalty Corporation, first target will be $6 in the short term. If we break these levels, then the next target is $8. If I summarize the main points, URC is the first company to apply successful royalty and streaming business model exclusively to the uranium sector. They have a strong balance sheet with 131 Canadian dollars. With physical uranium ownership, they have a large and diversified royalty portfolio in different countries. In addition to that, we shouldn't forget the expertise of management and board of directors. If you want to know more about the company, I will put all the relevant information in the description. What do you think about the Uranium Royalty Corporation? Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next videos.